Okay, so here's your dash. You got a passenger and a driver's side, much like a car. You have two captain chairs type seats. They are completely adjustable, both up and down, back and forth, and they have the bolster option to it. Fold these down to sit low and regular. Lift them up to bolster you up. You know, kind of like a bolster seat for if you take your kid to a theater, or you know, in your normal chair, so they can sit as high as a regular person in the table. You have your controls over here. On the end you have a tilt and trim. It raises and lowers the outboard. Latch here underneath to unlock it, so you can push it forward to go gas, neutral, reverse. And then you have this button here in the middle. If you hold this up and push the button, it disengages the transmission, but it'll still run the engine. And you saw that in the first video. I was doing that just to run the engine, so I didn't have anything spinning in the back. On the dash you have your temp gauge, oil gauge, speedometer. As you can see on the hours, it's only 253.3 hours running time, which is very, very low for a 99 boat. You got your trim gauge, your up to down. Right now it's all the way up. Your speedo, we do have a speedo in the back. I'll show you that a little bit closer. Fuel gauge, basically tells you, how much fuel you have, of course, and your voltmeter. As you can see, I've upgraded the stereo system. I've got the Kenwood deck unit. It does turn on, just to show you. This is Maroon. Okay, as you can see, this is marine rated, because you can see KMR, meaning Kenwood Marine 440U. So it is satellite ready, satellite radio ready, HD radio ready. I don't have a satellite radio or HD unit in here, but all you have to do is put that receiver in if you want that upgrade. So the head unit is ready for it. It also has RCA outs, so you can put a set of subs in here if you so choose to do. I was planning on and hadn't. As you can see here, you have a little window so you can have a USB plug or your auxiliary in, depending on what kind of phone or iPod or what have you that you do have. So you can plug your iPod into the radio and use Pandora or Slacker radio, whatever music you had saved on your device. You can see over here we have 6.5-inch Boss Marine speakers on both sides, and then on the back seat down in the bottom you have 6x9s on both sides. You have a center cargo hold area. There's your light pole for when you're at night. There's a plug-in in the back. I'll show you that. But that plugs in, and that is your lights. You being a marine merchant, I'm sure you know what that's all about. Okay, underneath in the passenger side you have a storage bin. That pretty decent size. I usually keep my first aid kit and what have you. As you can see on the left side, there is the mount for the fire extinguisher. It is a marine rated fire extinguisher. I don't have that in there right now, but that will be in there when the boat gets to you. Up here, this is your third cooler. This one sloshes around a bit if you're on choppy water. And of course you have the new plug. This one is quite funny sometimes because it'll splash on whoever's sitting in the seat with icy cold water. And you also have a lockable glove box as well. Keep your registration and whatnot in there if you have any problems with the Marine Police. And so, that being the dash,
the goalies.
We'll move further back. Further back, we have two goalies. We have a cup holder here and here for the front passenger and rear. You can sit 3 people across here comfortably. This one you have a little bit smaller goalie because you have the driver's cockpit there, which also has a cup holder back here. There is a cup holder up here. I have a bunch of junk in there, but you do have a cup holder up here for the driver. The bolt plug itself, this is the original bolt plug. I'll leave it in there, but I'll show you the bolt plug that I've put in there. I've upgraded that. It's a lot more convenient than trying to use this. Moving further back, we have the rear seat. Underneath the seat you have a lot of storage area. All you do is pull the seat forward and then fold it down. As you can see, there's an oar there. We would store our tubes, our life vest, stuff like that back here. So going further back, you do have a sun deck. You know, it is cushioned. You get the ladies laying up there. You do have two indentions here and over here. This is where the bimini rests whenever it's down. That's why those indentions are there. Typically I don't have the bimini off. I just took it off to clean it up a bit for you guys. And then we get into the engine bay. Engine bay, you have two storage areas. Again, we would keep our larger tube there and over here. You do have a battery. You have a battery shut-off switch right here to kill the battery to the whole thing. That way, you know, it's not draining while the boat is sitting. Volvo Penta 4.3 liter V6. In the email I mentioned the impeller. This is where the impeller goes. All it is 4 little screws here, down here, and here, and then you got 2 bolts with this bracket. All you do is you pull that off, put the rubber impeller on, and you know, go with it. That's what pulls the water in to the motor to keep it cool, because it uses outside water to keep it cool rather than a radiator system like a normal car motor. Other than that, it's basically the same thing as a Volvo motor. But that you want to replace every time you get the boat serviced. Here you got your oil fill and your oil level tester. The oil in there right now is pretty clean. It wouldn't hurt to change it though. And then you got oil in the outboard portion that needs to be changed whenever you service it. And that's basically the motor section. Usually we kept a kind of a toolbox stuff here. Right here we kept the toolbox and the spare propeller, the aluminum original propeller. We switched it over to a 4-blade stainless because it just has a lot more pull up out of the water and everything. And you also down here at the bottom, water will come in because people come in and out of the boat after coming out, getting done wakeboarding and whatnot. Is an automatic water pump, bilge pump. It is functional. Also, if I can see the phone here. Let's see. Where is it? You can see right there, that little red bottle. That is an automatic fire system. So if a fire does go off in the engine bay, it will automatically kick off and put your fire out. Not that I've ever had that problem. As you can see, there's no fire damage. So that's the inside. I'll take you to the back and show you that drain plug and where the Speedo comes from.